Peace, love, and blessings, fam. Johnny Sally here with day 15 of Wisdom of the Ages by Wayne W. Dyer. If you have missed the previous days, you can pick them up. Check them out on YouTube at Loyalty Life, spelled L-Y-F-E, Legacy LLC. Day 15, Mind Power. My mind to me a kingdom is. My mind to me a kingdom is. Such present joys therein I find, that it excels all other bliss that world affords or grow by kind. Though much I want, which most would have, yet still my mind forbids to crave. No princely pomp, no wealthly store, no force to win the victory, no willy wit to salve a sword, no shape to feed a loving eye. To none of these I yield as thrall, for while my mind does serve for all. I see how plenty suffers oft, and hastily climbers soon do fall. I see that those which are aloft, mishaps doth threaten most of all. They get with toil, they keep with fear, such cares my mind could never bear. Content I live, this is my state. I seek no more than may suffice. I press to bear no haughty sway. Look what I lack, my mind supplies. Lo, thus I triumph like a king, content with that my mind doth bring. Some have too much, yet still do crave. I little have, and seek no more. They are but poor, though much they have, and I am rich with little store. They poor, I rich, they beg, I give. They lack, I leave. They pine, I live. I laugh not at another's loss. I grudge not at another's gain. No worldly waves my mind can toss. My stated one doth still remain. I fear no foe, I fond no friend. I loathe no life, nor dread my end. Some weigh their pleasure by their lust, their wisdom by their rage of will. Their treasure is their only trust, a cloaked craft, their store of skill. But all the pleasure that I find is to maintain a quiet mind. My wealth is health and perfect ease, my conscience clear, my choice defense. I neither seek by bribes to please, nor by deceit to breed offense. Thus do I live, thus will I die. Would all did so, as well as I. Sir Edward Dyer, English poet of the Elizabethan period. Sir Edward Dyer is best known for his lyric beginning, My mind to me a kingdom is. Sir Edward Dyer, a 16th century courtier and poet, was extremely popular in his time, yet only a small number of his poems have survived. This poem is his best known surviving contribution, a treasure that I offer to you from half a millennium ago. This poem, on the potency of the mind, has long been a special favorite of time. My apologies. I got caught up in the flow of the poem. This poem, on the potency of the mind, has long been a special favorite of mine. It still rhymes. You see what happened? I find its rhythm sweet and easy to read, and it seems to speak directly to me. I can assure you that my love for this particular poem is not based on the fact that I share the same name with the poet. I have received hundreds of copies of this poem from people all over the world asking me if I'm related to Edward Dyer. Though the theme of my book seems to match perfectly with the title, My Mind to Be a Kingdom Is, I do not believe Sir Edward and I are biologically related. Nevertheless, every time I read this poem, I sit back in wonder and attempt to contemplate this kingdom, my mind. The poet describes the comfort of detaching from everything including your body. And being in the kingdom of a quiet mind, have you ever contemplated what an awesome part of you your mind truly is? You can't see or touch it. It has no substance, no boundaries, no placement in time or space. And yet, it is always with you, guiding and directing virtually everything about your life. This is your kingdom, and you, and only you, can use it in any and all circumstances to create a dynasty of delight for yourself. The mind represents your corner of freedom, the place that cannot be invaded by others, a refuge of sanity when all around you is tumult. This is the wandering, invisible mind. I am inviting you to recognize its powers with awe and appreciation for the magnitude of its vast dominion. If you crave that which might cause you harm, recall the poet's words, "Yet still my mind forbids to crave." Dyer's referencing to the ability to choose. Understand that you possess the power of choice. There is nothing outside yourself to blame for your cravings or unhealthy addictions. Go to your inner kingdom where your mind is capable of making choices that are more powerful than your cravings. When you get lost in the need to be a victor at all costs, you can either blame the pressures of society or go to this powerful kingdom within yourself and ask your mind to serve the highest good for all concerned rather than your self-important ego. The need to acquire more is necessary. To chase after success at all costs, to consistently pursue approval from others is not imposed on us. It is a function of how we choose to use that invisible mystery within us, our mind. Edward Dyer is telling us that there are many around us who have too much yet crave more. They are but poor, though much they have, and I am rich with little store. He watches others living in agony, never seeming to be satisfied, and always in pursuit of the elusive more. They lack, I leave. They pine, I live. As the poet gently suggests, there is the choice to become consumed with greed and acquisition, to toil and be a victim of mishap and live with fear, or to decide that such cares my mind could never bear. Know that it is your mind that makes these choices. Nothing more. Unlimited happiness and fulfillment is available to you, as the poet intimates in his life. Content I live. This is my stay. I seek no more than my suffice. Your mind is willing and able to give you a lifetime of peace and tranquility. By deciding to change your mind, you can start living. By referring to that inner kingdom, you create a life of giving rather than lacking. In your mind, you always have the freedom to be at peace. Every fear you experience comes not from outside, but from how you choose to use your mind. When you sweep your inner kingdom free of the remnants of long-time conditioning, you can eliminate even fear of death. This is a stage of grace described by Sir Edward Dyer as, "I loathe not life, nor dread my end." Your kingdom is how you use your mind in the face of any and all circumstances. You are the king, the ultimate ruler. No one can make you upset without the consent of your royal mind. No one can depress you without your permission. No one can hurt your feelings without your decree. This poem tells you to stop weighing your pleasure by what you lust after. Stop the endless need to conquer and prove yourself. Stop measuring your success on all those worldly activities and turn inward. to a place where peace and serenity are only a thought away. You are only a thought away from Dyer's conclusion to this famous poem. My wealth is health and perfect ease. There is one final thing to consider in your inner kingdom. Your mind is in charge of your health as well as your peacefulness. Change your thoughts about healing, and you change your body's reaction to illness. In your inner kingdom, with a quiet mind, free of the need to win, acquire, conquer, toil, and lust, you produce molecules of health. You lower your blood pressure, remove the potential for ulcers, strengthen your immune system, and lessen your susceptibility to all manner of invasive disease. And it is all in the kingdom of your mind. Adopt these words of wisdom poetically, describing this idea of your mind being a kingdom with an invisible you reigning within. Put this beautiful piece of sweet poetry to work in your life and follow these suggestions. Practice mind control to eliminate self-destructive behaviors. Ask yourself why you are choosing to allow yourself to be upset rather than using your mind to create tranquility and peace. Hold on for a second. Okay, my apologies. Catch yourself in the midst of a depressing or angry reaction and try a new way of thinking. Spend some time in awe of your mind and what it's capable of creating for you. Contemplate your inner kingdom and refuse to allow thoughts into the sacred inner space that might pollute it in any way. Repeatedly remind yourself that nothing or no one outside you can make you unhappy without your consent. Remember that you are the sum total of the choices you make in your mind. Why choose to use your mind as a pig pen instead of a kingdom? You have the same opportunity of Sir Edward Dyer to know, my mind, to me, a kingdom is. Memorize this conclusion. Thus do I live, thus will I die. Would all did so well as I. And remember, you are the king or queen of your inner domain. Now, forgive me because I'm getting over a little something that came over me. I honestly think it's more spiritual than actual sickness because, as he did describe, stress can cause you dis-ease. Now, you always have the power to choose whatever you will. How you deal with a situation, how you deal with individuals. And sometimes we choose to play the hand of karma ourselves. There have been rare occasions where I've literally raised my voice at individuals to make it a point known, but I don't think it was received that I was reflecting the mirror of what they were presenting to me. In any case, it was a mindful choice on my behalf. I wasn't angry, but I had the choice to deal with it in a peaceful way or to deal with it in a more boisterous way. At the end of the day, the choice was mine. Now, there's an old adage that says, if a monk and a fool are both yelling in the street, you can't tell the difference. So even though my point might have been proved, I might have made myself the fool. But it was still a choice. Know that choice is yours in any case. And no one can take that power from you unless you allow them to. If you respond to everything emotionally, like certain things that are going on currently right now with different technology and different political stances, you are allowing them to turn your kingdom into their playground. And you should never do that. Take time to practice being mindful of your emotions and your energy and how you allow people to affect it. The only one that takes offense in any case is the individual that gives the authority to another person to make them feel offended. So, I thank you for being here. I ask that you continue to control your mind in every way, shape, and form, because most people don't realize how unconscious they are to how they operate. A person can say something and 5 seconds later literally forget what they said and give you a whole completely different rendition of the conversation that went on, even though other people around them are like, wait a minute, that is not what happened. But at the end of the day, that person may not be fully in control of their mind. There could be a myriad of reasons. There could be some type of psychological issues. There could be something spiritual like a cohabitation where something is literally feeding off of them because it needs that chaos. In any case, you have the control. You have the choice to have the control or give that control away. Walk in love, walk in light, walk in peace, and know that you are loved.